Alright, hello everyone. We are back with the rematch against Andre from the first from the first game. So we're playing as black against defended pawn. Let's not make him wait too long and just play b5 against c4. So I took a little break between after the first game. Starting to set up this recording again took some time. So I'm uploading the first game now in the background, and I also, which was probably even more important, had some coffee finally. So maybe we can actually play the game now. No excuse, of course, no excuses. We never in this family we don't excuse. All right, let's get the knight out. Let's get the knight out and just sack this pawn because why not? Let's play the Banco gambit. If he takes, we're gonna play a6 and try to get his bishop. Try to deflect his bishop. Just on the fly ideas. That's what we need. That's what we need. Like, truth be told though, like I'm actually not too unhappy with how I played last game. I think that was a genius tactic that he played. Like, just looking back, just looking back at it a couple of minutes later, I think that was. I don't think I've seen a tactic like that before, where he where he set this up with like two or three in between checks and would have been completely lost on 0L. Quite insane stuff. Alright, let's flank the bishop. Let's flank the bishop. Put some pressure on this knight. Maybe look for bishop e4 in some lines. Get some pressure on this queen. And then maybe c5 as well to get the queen out. Yeah, this feels. I remember now how much fun it is to actually play this game. And he goes for b4. I'm kind of tempted to just take this off and go queen b7. Alternatively, we could go bishop here first. Maybe provoke bishop d3. That probably only helps him. So you know what? I think I have an idea. Why don't we take here first? We take here, and after takes we go queen b7. And if he goes bishop here, we can play knight here, maybe even. So let's see what he does. If he goes bishop here, we can play knight g4 maybe even, because he can't take because the rook's hanging. I think that's one of the tactics I remember. The question is if knight g4 actually accomplishes it that much. Because it's of course always questionable if taking on f2 is actually worth it. We just ignore this pawn here for now. I don't think that's going to be too relevant. He can maybe just play queen f5. Maybe just play queen f5. We do still have all of these pawns defended nicely. We actually have everything defended in this position, except the rook here. If he goes queen here, I think we can play g6 to kick it, and maybe get the bishop into the game faster. Or maybe just e6 actually. I think e6 is actually more sensible, because this is a better diagonal for the bishop than the long one. After bishop here, knight g4, what's gonna happen? Probably not much actually. If we move the knight, we also leave d7 undefended. which could be an issue later. So he might just be looking to play e6 anyway if he goes bishop here. I don't think we ever want to take here. I mean, we might at some point if he goes bishop here and then we play e6. We might be looking to put some pressure on b4 eventually after captures. It's gonna be hit twice by the bishop and the queen. He goes for bishop g2 as well. I mean, knight g4 is still in the position. I think it's still in the position, but I think we'll go e6 here anyway. What I am noticing is that e2 is now undefended. Actually, c4 is hanging as well. Maybe we do just want to take here. Because this is a weak squad as well. Like, these light squares are very weak. We can just take this and go like queen d5. Or just e6. That's like the second move. I like e6 as well because it shuts down any queen f5 ideas. Gets the bishop into the game maybe. Yeah, let's actually just do that for now. Shuts down any queen moves. Gets the bishop into the game maybe. We can take on c4 next turn if he doesn't protect it. I don't think he can castle this position. Even though the bishop is blocking. That looks a little bit too insane. Okay, getting his bishop into the game also makes some sense. Isn't bishop takes here kind of scary? Threatening to just sack here as well? I wonder. If we take, he takes. Then we give a check here. I don't think he can capture. That looks a little bit too insane. He probably has to go like king f1. But we can check him again if we want to. We probably don't, but we could. And then eventually we're gonna have to recapture. If we take and he just plays like knight here, I think we're okay. I don't want to take on c4, I think that's a little bit too slow. Like if we take, he takes, pawn takes. It doesn't look that bad either. d2 is always undefended in these lines. This is of course the most critical line. If we take, he takes, no, sorry. We take on b4, he takes the knight, we give a check, king f1, takes here. And maybe queen d3 could be an idea for him. Hitting the bishop and also looking at d7. Yeah, I think maybe what I actually like about b takes c4 is that it watches over d3 as well, which is gonna be our weak spot once this exchange is over. So I'm actually just gonna take this off. I'm just gonna take this off. Watch over d3. If he captures, we just take back with the pawn. And it's not clear to me how he gets at d7. If he lets us, we can just play queen d5 maybe, or take the pawn next turn. With the bishop or the queen for that matter. Probably with the bishop still. But I think just queen d5 is going to be very annoying for him to deal with. Because it's not only putting pressure on d2, but we can also look to maybe switch over to the king side. And I don't think he actually wants to take this now. He could. I guess he can takes, and then play queen here to maybe trade. That could be an idea for sure. But I think that's a good endgame for me. Takes, pawn takes, and then we can take on b4 maybe. If he plays something like a3, I think we're very happy as well. Or something like bishop c3, just consolidating everything. If he plays bishop c3, we're just gonna go queen d5. We might see something like rook g1 at some point to get ready to push f4. Yeah, because then the bishop's protected. And it's a scary diagonal for me, don't get me wrong. If he goes rook g1 now, though, I think we can just take on b4. Play queen d5, maybe queen d5 anyway. Rook g1, queen d5, f4. I don't think there's any queen stack immediately. Actually, there might be. Because after rook g1, queen d5, f4, we can take. He has to take with the king. Then we check with the bishop. He blocks probably, and then we go back here. And then next move, time travel to d2 on the board where the queen is hitting the pawn. I think that could work. Maybe it's not good enough either, because you can just play king f1. Okay, so he does decide to take eventually. Okay, so we take back, of course. If he plays queen b2 here, we might even be able to just ignore that. And take on b4 with our queen instead. Because if he takes here, that's actually not... It looks very scary. But f2 is protected by the knight. e7 isn't weak. Even if he takes the rook, I think it's gonna take a long time until we actually get killed. Okay, but he does go for it. But what's the problem with just taking b4 here with the queen? Isn't that kind of good? I don't like queen d4, d5 here as much. I think after queen d5 he can actually take here probably. But I think if you just take here with the queen. Taking with the bishop looks a little bit too scary. Taking with the bishop looks a little bit too scary because then after queen takes f6, he's threatening checkmate in one. But after takes, queen takes, check, f1, check, takes, queen b4 is mate. I mean, we're not really threatening bishop. We're not really threatening anything. Like, if we take here, he might just play rook b1. I think we're just gonna go for the endgame and take here. Just quickly check if we have any sneaky moves. I mean, this actually looks very scary. No, it doesn't. Okay, because the pawns defend it. Classic. Classic every time. No, let's not take too long. Let's just take this off. Let's just take this off. I think this could be a good endgame. And we're also threatening to time travel here, maybe. After takes, go bishop check, and then queen here check, maybe. I don't think he has time for something like queen here. Just quickly check where it would go. It would go to... If he travels from this spot, it would go to d5, d4, d6, d7, so here. So the pawn is actually still protected on that one. Right? It's gonna go to d5, d6, d7. Yeah, and here we can always take back with the knight. Okay, and he does go for it. Wow. Because I was thinking this looks kind of scary. Hmm. We take king takes. Might be able to like dress the queeners, I guess. Can't dress the queeners. I think if we get this king in the open, this can't be too bad, right? If he travels, he can only travel to the knight to the bot where the knight is here. So unless I'm missing something, I think this could be okay. Check takes, bishop takes, check. If he takes, we get soft mate, and if he moves, we can go queen here check. I think maybe one in between check with the bishop. I think we're going for this. Yeah, this is a bot where the knight's protected. He can't arrest the queeners. Can't arrest the queeners, and then maybe we capture with the knight at some point? Like on this spot? Would be kind of funny. But I think we would be in time. I think we would be in time to maybe deliver a distraction check. Let's just briefly check if he goes here, for example. Maybe this isn't too good, actually. Now that I think about it, maybe this isn't too great. Let's maybe first look for continuation on this board. We have to be somewhat careful that next turn it would be this board, which is not that great. Which is not that great to get sacked on. Perhaps we can just go queen here instead. Go 1 back, 2 back, 3 back, 4 back to this board. Doesn't really look convincing though. Okay, but what else is there? What if we just play knight here? What if we just play knight here? If he takes... Knight here. Queen takes f6. We go check, takes... Good enough, might not be good enough. We can do this now, but like I said, I think the Jurassic Queen can actually work there for him. And next board would be this one, which is not that great. This is an interesting position. We might also just drop the queen back, is the other thing. Drop back the queen. Drop back the queen, he takes here, and then we go 1 back. 2 back. 3 back, 4 back to this board. Oh yeah, didn't I actually look at... I think I already looked at this. Yeah, this doesn't look like a board that's easy to win on. Actually, it might be, because after check, after takes, check, takes, check, block, check, takes. Go bishop to bishop e6 back, d6 back. Maybe this is good enough. Wait. Okay, so he takes, we check, he blocks, we check. Might be one too slow actually. Yeah, might be one too slow. Actually, speaking of slow, I'm being slow right now. I'm being a little bit slow. But this is certainly the decisive position right here. I think I'm gonna just play queen here anyway. Because if he takes, like, again, it's not super clear how he can actually mate us. Yeah, you know what? Let's just go for queen here. Let's just go for queen here. I think if he takes, it's not apparent how he can actually win. And if he goes for any sacrifice now, or next turn, I guess, we're always in time to defend. Taking here, I think we can survive this. Famous last words. They really want to go to this spot, obviously. But we need to do it at the right moment. And I think now wasn't the right moment because he could Jurassic Queen us. And then just recapture with the d1 knight on e2. On d2. And I think the endgame could be fun to play as well. If he goes for it. He's kind of avoiding it a little bit, I feel like. So the question is, if he takes, do we have time to play queen here? I think we do. Okay, he just drops back, wow. That's kind of funny. Alright, let's check out this travel again quickly. Okay, this is no good. I think this could be good though next turn. Maybe we can just play core move like rook here now. Put some pressure on the bishop. If you go rook here, where does the queen go? Can he go anywhere that's scary? Really. Let's just do that. I'm a little bit down on time. A little bit down on time. I just want to play some move here. If he goes rook here, we can take on h2. If he goes bishop here, we can then maybe travel onto the board we wanted originally, which was this one. So let's see what he does. At least now we have everything protected around our king again. And if he takes now... it's going to be interesting to see if we can actually capture on this board. Because that's what I'm probably going to do after all. Just looks very good. I think he has to play like bishop h3 here. Alright, we're catching up on the clock a little bit as well. Okay, so he does go for bishop h3. But now... Oh, it's actually blocked by the queen. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I didn't even consider. You were probably screaming at your screen that this is not even on the menu. Wow, if we planned that, that's actually really strong. It's actually really strong. Okay, I still think we have a good position. Like if we check him, rook takes, queen takes here. Problem is f2 is always defended, so that's probably no good. What would the next board be? Next board would be this one, which is bad. One after could maybe work. One after could maybe work. I think we can just keep playing on this timeline for now. I think we can just play on this timeline for now. We can't really go knight c6, because if we go knight c6, he can actually take here. That's not on the... That's not possible, unfortunately. We could move for queen up, actually. Because then he can again take here. Hmm. What if we just play a defensive move? Yeah, I think I like this move actually. Just keep everything protected for now, and come up with a plan later. It's a little bit tough for him to improve his position here, because he can't really ever take here, because then d2 is undefended again. He can't move his rook because then this is hanging. The bishop doesn't really have any squares either. And eventually there might be some board where we can actually sacrifice our queen. Okay, he does develop his knight, but I was thinking that maybe now we can go for check, rook takes, and then we take here. I thought that was kind of looking okay. Rook takes, queen takes, threatening mate immediately, and later threatening to travel onto f2. Rook takes. Queen takes. There's no rook up because that's checkmate, so he has to move here. I think that could work. If you don't go for this, he's threatening to take here, of course. Let's just quickly check this time travel again. Yeah, that's no good. This one might be good. We take here, no, that's just not good enough. If you sack on this board, queen takes, check, king takes, check, knight blocks. It's not super convincing either. But we're actually getting low on time. I think we're getting low on time, so I think we go for the sacrifice. That was my first idea when I saw this. So let's see if this works. I think we're still decently protected around our king. We need to make something happen with 3 minutes on the clock. Now that the knight is undefended. Now that he undefended his pawn. And then maybe time travel to... One back, two back. To this board is not yet good enough, I think. But after. If he goes rook here, we can maybe just take the bishop even. And if we do, he needs to make something happen quickly. If he takes here, like again, it all looks very scary, but it's actually not clear how he can checkmate us because everything is so nicely protected here. So let's just take this bishop. And eventually we're going to be threatening to time travel onto this rook if he's not careful. Also, this is hanging now. I think he has to take here now, just to protect f3. And then we maybe play some trickster move like c3 to just waste some time. Queen takes, I think we go c3. If he does something like queen d4, we might have to quickly check where the queen can time travel, but it shouldn't be too scary yet. I think queen takes here, because I don't think it can allow us to take on f3, because then we can even just go on e2 if you want. Just have everything protected. So I think queen takes here, and then we play c3. And then if queen takes, we can then, I think, time travel onto the rook. Maybe we need one more move, I'm not sure. Just have to be careful that he can't set up a dress queen on the turn we want to actually time travel to get his rook. Okay, he does take there. That actually makes some sense as well because it protects e2. We travel now, where do we go? Nowhere sensible. Nowhere sensible is the answer. So maybe this is a good, maybe this is actually a good move. But okay, I think we take here and just keep everything protected. Take here, keep everything protected. I don't think he can go too far with his queen, without dropping the defense. But we don't. What we need is another weakness to create for him, and make sure we don't get killed on d7 ourselves. D7 is the only weak spot we have. Maybe it's actually a good practical decision to just pull back the queen next turn. Okay, he goes for rook there. We don't have any time travel, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, none of this convinces me. Okay, but we have 2 minutes. We need to speed up. We can hit the knight. Oh, we can just protect this actually. But this is the weak square, not this one actually. Maybe we go knight here now. Let's go knight here. And if he plays queen here, we can drop back our queen. Because we can open the file now if the queens get traded. Yeah, if he goes queen here now, we go queen d5 and just block. If he has some time traveler on d7 in the past, we can reverse the queen him. Well, what a funny game. I wonder if he has anything else here. Knight dance, that interesting. If I go bishop here now, what's the problem? Isn't that a big sweat? We are creating a lot of holes in our position if we do this. If we go here, is he just gonna drop back his knight maybe? I'll also go knight here now. And the queen has to stay on the light squares. Okay, I have a plan, I have a plan. I have a plan. We go knight here, and after queen here or queen here, we go queen back. We drop our queen back, and then we're threatening some knight checks. Like after queen here, for example, I think we go queen d5 next move, no matter what. It also protects d7 for the time being. He doesn't have time to take here because knight d3 is checkmate. Okay, he goes there, and I think now we go queen here, and I think this should be crushing. Yeah, okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's have some confidence in our play. I think this should be good. I think this should be good because now we're threatening check here, we're threatening check here. He can't trade the queens now. I think queen b5 would have probably been better. I don't think he has any jump here. No. Might reverse the queen us anyway. Yeah, and this just leads to checkmate after knight check here. Hey, I think we got one. Alright, GG. Well, what a nice game, and a kind of a cool finish as well. With this maneuver right here. Yeah, I mean we were both pretty low on time. I think we probably both made a lot of mistakes. But yeah, I think we ended up getting the win after we got these light squares under control near his king. But yeah, what a great game. And we got our first victory again after a little break. That was a really fun one. Certainly gonna get some more games against him. But yeah, I hope you had a fun time. See you next time.